Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a wonderful discussion for you about video games. Now, everybody here likes video games, right? Everybody who wouldn't be here?
You'd be a Nazi?
Why are you looking at me? I'm not a Nazi.
We don't know!
Well, besides the point.
Alright.
Alright, our first segment is really about what everyone's favorite video game and why.
Alright, and to give us some balance and order, we'll be using the Snoopy to decide who comes first. And as such, I'm gonna go first. It's a tough burden, but we'll bear it. Alright, so, favorite video game. How about you go first?
Oh, okay. He handed it off because he couldn't speak. Alright. My favorite video game is probably Final Fantasy X.
Why?
Interesting choice.
Why?
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 You know what? Because it has a great storyline. And it's really extremely sad once you realize what happens at the end. And I'm not going to say anything because it'll be spoilers.
Alright, quick pro spoilers, go.
And honestly, I actually haven't finished the game yet, so I don't even know what really
He
happened.
can't even say spoilers, never mind.
Exactly, so boom.
Go, he goes.
Alright, let's pass it on to Jamie now.
Yes. What's your favorite video game?
Probably
What is my
2022.
favorite game?
Probably 2022. There's two probably 2022. One's down there and one's up here.
That is very true. Okay. One of them has got to be part of the Elder Scrolls, obviously Skyrim, because the graphics are absolutely amazing.
Even though things are coming from.
I know about the glitches. That's what comes with the Bethesda. And on the topic of Bethesda, my other favorite is part of the Fallout series, which is 4. And
Why do you like them?
why do I like it?
Yes. That's part of it. Or should we just go with what we have?
The way that 4 begins. The way that 4 begins. Yeah.
I was waiting for this to go.
Wow. You're an asshole. Wow.
Oh, guess what? Now we can go back to a trial.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go for favorite video game of all time. I'm just going for a personal favorite right now, which is Dishonored. I've recently got it back again on the PS4 and just rediscovered what I love about it, which is you pick how you play. You can either be that total complete douchebag who goes around and kills every little thing that walks. Bad idea. Or you could just try extra hard to be a good, nice guy and not kill anyone. And it's just like, the whole world is just so big. You get to find out small details about random characters. You get a lot of fun out of it. It's so replayable with all the different endings. And like, I just love the role you're put into. Like, it's horribly tragic. You pretty much come back, your lover's dead, shit happens, you're in jail. Her daughter's, I don't even know what the fuck happened. I don't even know if that's your daughter or... I always got confused about who like, knocked her up. Because they really didn't explain who knocked up the queen. Is it you? Is it somebody else? Is it your daughter? Do you care because of it? It's just, never explained that, but... So it's just like, great story. Like, some of the twists and turns are very obvious, but other ones were amazing. And I love the idea that you can either just kill someone or make them suffer so much more by just putting them through something horrible. And just... personal favorite for the moment.
Some of the powers you get in that too.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Like, oh my god, teleporting has always been a big thing for me. And just teleporting around. Oh, I don't even fucking care about rats. Just teleporting is my love. Oh, you don't have a favorite game.
I don't have a favorite game.
Then talk about one you really love.
I don't play games a lot.
You play Roblox and it's a game.
Fucking...
Talk about your favorite online game. Anything. They're still games.
It's very tough, which is a really popular game.
Oh, yeah.
It's gory as all hell.
It's gory as all hell. You think it's not, but it is.
I think your favorite fairy tale characters like Red
Snow
Riding Hood,
White.
Snow White.
and yeah, fucking rip their arms off.
Are you-
No, and then you
You
go
probably
around playing as them, killing.
And it's
Wait, 1 minute.
It's right there.
No, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn my head away from the camera.
Very gory.
Yeah.
You kill innocent woodland creatures. You use like a carrot.
Carrot,
Saw.
axe, bucket.
I saw something on this. I want to borrow this thing.
We can play later.
I saw something on that a long time ago, and it's amazing. Like, you can't.
Yeah, the graphics are so
Alright.
good and the storyline's good.
Alright, so does anybody have anything more to say about their favorite game? Like, just go into real details about why you love your favorite game.
Honestly, not much else I can say. I was gonna say for Final Fantasy X, it's something you have to play on your own because it's such a long game. And this, with all the side quests and stuff you can do besides the main storyline, it can take a long time. That game's probably a good 200 hours for all the grinding you can do at points.
A true RPG, yes.
But that's legit why I'm currently in the process of this 100 grinding. Alright, now let's move on to our next segment, shall we?
No, wait a moment. Just
Oh,
double check.
that's
Find out any more about other skills? Or Fallout? Like anything like gameplay wise or anything that you really love about it? Because you just kind of said the
It's
beginning of 4.
It's Bethesda.
Yeah, but like you have to describe why you love
But
All the
Bethesda.
random shit
There's-
that you can find in Skyrim.
Bethesda,
Like all those
Skyrim
random
and Fallout
missions
4
that you can
are
just
kind of the
find.
same concept. Just one's a
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic futuristic world, and the
Yeah.
other is
It's magic and
medieval time.
swordplay or guns and energy weapons.
Exactly.
Which is all fun.
It's like because what you love in a game is obviously something else to think about.
I like killing things. That's
Have you not played Dishonored yet?
I haven't gotten that before.
You've had plenty of opportunities.
I
You
didn't
have,
even
you have
know.
Dishonored, don't you?
Yeah.
How could
Good.
you know?
Start playing it. One, you get to you can
The
either
only thing
kill
you play
somebody
is never
or you can
Skyrim.
literally make them suffer.
Alright,
It sounds very fun. I think I might.
alright, let us continue.
Alright,
since,
yeah.
You know, we don't want to make this just a 4-hour-long video when it really shouldn't be.
And our next topic is
What makes a video game good?
this one is good.
I've actually done some research into this.
Go.
Alright. So, an article on Kotaku.com,
Kotaku.com.
which is written by Stephen Patillo, it discusses the difference between a good video game and a bad one.
Ooh.
He says a good video game represents a series of interesting choices for the player to make. Should the game just be uninteresting, would barely be choice at all, and the game is bad. But that is his theory.
That is an interesting theory. That is a very
Yeah.
interesting theory.
A game that follows his theory is Tetris, because all the choices you can make about placement of the blocks. You know, he mentions the Zynga games, you know, Farmville and the such on Facebook.
Oh god.
Those games.
Snake Fate.
They are confused. They are.
But it's the internet version.
Literally, it's just a save and waste.
At
time.
first, they were considered on the bad end of the scale because they had a very linear progression. At the beginning, they always led you through a set linear progression. Oh, do this, do that, do this. Everyone goes, oh, that could be a tutorial, but it's clickbait, it's also, it's pay to clickbait. There's no way you can get to that game without paying money. With
Wait,
progress.
what, like, fun?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know
did
people
have
who got
it for
in-
my
Yes,
I know
but-
people who got
time.
massively far without paying any
I
money.
did too.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's more,
It's a time waster.
it's a time waster.
It's a grinder.
Another reason why I almost
Grinder?
failed high
I'm
school.
gonna find your match.
Oh my god.
You guys mentioned later on,
Oh
though,
shoot, I was thinking about my friend's son.
you guys mentioned later on that some Zynga games that they have made currently have given players more choices, such as Indiana Jones Adventure and Mafia Wars 2. They're a non-linear progression, or what we like to call branches. So there's many different paths you can take with this game. Again, this is all considered in a theory created by him, and so every other person can have a different theory from this, based on different types of games. What do you have to say about that? Yes.
I, one, do not always believe in that. I believe what truly makes a good game is, like, its vision. what does it bring new to the table? Like, because I've seen many things where it's very linear. You have to follow what they're putting you through. But the thing that makes it great is what you experience while doing it. A good, like, this is pretty much the indie community in, like a ball sometimes here, but it's like, it's what they bring new to the table. It's not always about you really have the choice of what's happening. It's what you're experiencing while you're being put on the set path. A good example of that is, what's it called? Oh, I remember. What the hell is that called? The name of the indie game. But it was like,
What was the basis?
the basis was pretty much,
Nothing of Hello Minority.
no, I can't remember the name. Like, I'm remembering multiple games where the whole idea was just pretty much led on a journey here. But like, I don't know, that's just the thing, it's a journey. Like, what truly makes a good game to me is not like that you get to pick what you're doing, it's that what you get to see actually can make you think. Like,
What you
games that
choose
actually
can
get you
result in
involved.
things.
A good example is my previous game, Dishonored. You're always involved because you pick how you do stuff. It's not like,
Yeah, but
kill him here! It's, okay, I could kill him, but then you're given like, but do you want to? And then you have to look at the consequences. It all, like, it brings up
but see,
consequence.
that falls his theory though of like,
Options, yes, but it also,
different choices.
its best part is, like, the backlash. It shows what actually happens because you do this. Like, sure, it presents interesting options, but, like, the most important part for it is that you actually see results from what you pick to do. And that's personally what I find to be a great nature of video games. That you see real consequence in the world around you. Because.
Is there anything you want to
I'm
say about
listening
this?
to you excited.
Oh my god, okay, alright. So I'll keep going then. What else makes a good game? I always thought that visuals were important until I realized they'd gotten so far. But lately, I don't think visuals actually matter as much. I think it's more important off of, like, it's an interesting
Hold on,
art style.
tissue.
Don't sneeze on me!
I'm not gonna sneeze.
Good. It's, I like interesting art styles. It's,
Shoot.
this is so distracting.
We got a problem.
Interesting art styles. I like when I actually get to look at a game and see something new. Like, have you ever seen those really artistic games? Like, they don't follow realism. They just... Alright, so, they just provide something new to them. We don't need that. We don't need it anymore. I give up. Thank you. They provide something new to the world. It's like some games you see which have this super realistic art style, and it's always interesting to see because it brings you into like the real world for a minute. But then other games give you this really artsy, dream-like thing, and it just sets the mood. You need the visuals that aren't always good, but they just set the mood for it. Right.
Nothing.
So, like, a good example of a mood-setting video game is... What was that for? Oh! Distracted me here. Mood-setting video game. That's what I was talking about. Good basis is Dishonored. I'm just gonna keep going back to Dishonored. You get realize this, but Dishonored is a very dark game, and as such, its lighting to color choices. It's like it doesn't have vibrant choices. It's even in direct sunlight, everything tends to be grayish and dark. Just shows a world that's very bleak after things have gone wrong. Everything just looks sour. It's not pretty. It's not, woo, sunshine and rainbows. It's like...
Very monochrome.
Exactly. And another example for the opposite of this is Fat Princess. Oh, Fat Princess. Amazingly fun little game. But its whole idea is it's just this fairy tale, pretty much. And its art style fits it. It's all these little soldiers with fun little... it doesn't even look serious. It's like it has just fun graphics with amazing, vibrant colors that just give off this happy mood as you're killing your friends and enemies. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just visuals make the game for me. Like, it doesn't have to be good. Best example of really shitty visuals, but just brought it together for me was Banjo-Kazooie back in the day. Oh my god, that bear was my love.
Yeah, you're talking about an older system, though.
True, but like at its time, it could have turned out a lot different with different visuals. Like I remember games back then that tried to be realistic, like Splinter Cell. It kind of worked if you look back at it.
Kind of.
Nowadays, you look back at it and you're like, "They fucking got a cow," but that's all. That's all progression. Here you go.
Yeah. But even then, like, this is what I thought, even like Final Fantasy X, or even any of the Final Fantasy games for that matter, follow the same, often, especially on multiple characters. They forget to choose which one's the best for the certain enemies. And even in Final Fantasy X, it's a lot like that.
Actually, a good example is Final Fantasy 1 and 2, where you actually had to pick your team. No, I think it was only in 1. But you had to pick what was on your team. You could be an idiot and put all white mages. You could be that idiot.
The class system.
Wow.
Yeah, you could be that idiot. Yeah, it was amazing. You had to pick and choose. Like,
Yeah.
they were up to 5.
You could be
There were
that
5 or
boy.
6 choices. You got, like, we actually had fast
Oh,
upgrades.
they're like 13 of them. I don't
No,
know.
no. Final Fantasy 1, you got to pick out of 5 classes.
I don't. What,
Dark Mage, Ranger,
What was the?
Swordsman, pretty much the tank. Oh, maybe 6, and the White Mage.
What was the one later on that you had like 15 different classes to pick from?
Oh, that was probably like around 3 or 4.
It had like red mage, blue mage.
Oh, that might have been 2.
Yeah.
But in 1, you actually got upgrades to your classes, which kind of made those.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's like, what was my beginning point for this?
Did you just lose track?
Yes.
Well, regardless.
Yeah, but like, I
Alright.
think my point was, shit. Oh yeah, picking what's right for what you get. That was what it was, which is also, I feel bad for this. Dishonored. Because in Dishonored, your skill set determines how you're going to play throughout it. My skill set, as I'm playing through right now, I'm trying to be sneaky and be a good person. Meaning, all those fun little things that let you kill like crazy are gone. No fun little summoning rats or everything. It's all teleportation and stopping time for me. Because I don't want to be noticed. I want to do, like, be as least harmful as possible. But, like, let's say I was an idiot and tried to go stealthy when I can summon swarms of rats and call upon hellfire, pretty much. I'm not going to be stealthy. I gotta pick and choose for what I'm trying to do. Alright, and our next point.
Alright, so with every good game, with a good, there's also a bad. So we're going on to what makes a good game bad.
I have a good point.
Well,
Lack of
let
plot.
me go off my research real quick. Let me read my research.
But while you read that, let me just go get
So I didn't think they wanted.
Yeah, I know this.
Alright. An article in GameSutra.com written by Josh Spicer discussed the anatomy of a bad game. The anatomy of one. Alright. There are several aspects of what a bad game, but these are related to game development. There are technical, sensory, and game design. Those are the 3 he mentions in this article. And by the way, before I go on, all the links for all the research I found is going to be in the description, so you guys can go look at it yourself. And that way you can't say lines off of shit. Anyway. Alright, the first one is technical. Technical. There's the cat hill for bugs and glitches in a game. Along with crashes, events not triggering, controls being shitty and not working, abilities not working the way it's supposed to, and so on. It's a little like Skyrim. But do like, with updates and fixes and everything. Although the games get fixed before it gets to that point where it's horrible and bad. So that's one of the minor ones. Then the sensory. It relates to what a player hears, sees, or controls in the game. This includes flipping through walls, awkward dialogue, and voice acting. Basically anything that breaks the immersiveness of the game falls into this category. And the third one is game design. Which, game design encompasses everything that has to do with games. But this article speaks about rule breaking, which is defined as content that circumvents previously established rules of design. One such example is a term gamers like to use, cheat.
Cheap.
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 Everyone who's a gamer knows what the term means.
Cheap.
But again, it's cheap. Alright, for example, let's say you were playing a game and it's going great, and all of a sudden the difficulty changes. The boss becomes almost impossible to beat, and the way you got into the game that no longer works. That's what you got is cheap.
That is keeping cheap.
You know, they use Bayonetta's example where in Bayonetta they have a counter system, and they can get, you know, it's like what you call it, a witching hour, or it's like a way to slow down time and get more attacks in. But basically,
And then you've got green water.
it backfires once you get to gold armored enemies. It completely wrecks, which makes the game cheap.
Oh, what is in the game?
Well, I was mentioning Bayonetta because that's what the article, one of the game, the article reference for what I was talking about.
For a bad video game? Bayonetta was incredible.
With
Alright, so you went over the technical aspects, the sensory aspects, and the game design.
That's the three I found. So
So, I think what makes a game bad is when they try to change the system too much. I'm gonna do what many people consider the bane of certain video games, which is sequels.
Well,
Don't even start about the fucking sequels.
Dark Souls.
No, Dark Souls actually had a really good sequel. Bad sequel. We were all waiting for it. We all wanted it.
give it to us.
You made me through it.
Half-Life 3. That's not even a sequel. What are you talking about?
Half-Life
3?
Nobody ever expected there to be a Half-Life 3.
But
Or-
it's confirmed.
No, it
It
hasn't.
has.
It never will be confirmed.
It has been confirmed.
It's no,
Yes.
no.
Never
guys,
confirmed.
Never get your hopes up.
Yeah, never. This is very amusing.
Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh.
Nope.
Never heard of it? Or you just never want to accept it? Because
Don't want to accept
2 or 3
don't
months
want to accept
after
that
Duke
shit.
Nukem 3D came out, a brand new video game following off a super popular game back in the day, it was $5 at GameStop. $5. You know how shitty your game has to be for you to go from
Yeah.
Unity.
to $5 in like half a year or less.
Assassin's
Guys,
Creed
guys.
Unity.
Assassin's
No,
Creed
Unity did
Yeah.
better. Unity was pretty
But
much
they were giving out Unity if you bought Syndicate
For free.
yes,
for free.
but that is free. That is still a $60 game before. If you want to put it down, it's still like $5.
It dropped.
It's all just a
It
boost
dropped from
up Syndicate.
60 to free when Syndicate came out because it sucked so bad they wanted to get rid
So
of
how
it.
much? How long was it for 60 though?
Probably
I'll go to WoW before Syndicate comes out.
2 months.
Mm-hmm. Duke Nukem went down right away. Literally, it got ratings and it dropped. She's like, holy shit, how long was that just rated? A 3 out of 10? A 1 out of 10? I think they went -7? No, Duke Nukem was everything you didn't want in a sequel.
Yeah.
It tried too hard to be original. All it tried to do was just bash on things, but it only bashed on how shitty its own mechanic was. It failed as a video game. It took all the greatest mechanics that you had from the previous game and threw them out the windows. Oh, hey, let's give you a game of Duke Nukem where beforehand you can have all these weapons at once. Yeah, you only get the whole, like, 2 of them because right now you used to Call of Duty and other games. We're going to copy off instead of making our actual game. It's just, it shit its pants in so many places, and it wouldn't even fess up to it. And, like, oh, Duke Nukem was just a piece of shit. We all admit this.
I know. I'm saying
Like, oh my god, Duke Nukem was playing a video game in his video game, and I'm like 100% sure that video game must have been better than what we actually got to play.
Well, that's all. Let me ask you this. What game do you release like so bad that that's their rating? Because there are
Black
some,
Ops.
There are some that have
Yeah.
that.
I'm honestly gonna say
That's
Black Ops.
true.
But Black Ops only works because it is very specific. It is marketed to the Black Ops fuckboys.
Oh no, we got all the fuck boys in the comments.
Exactly! But that point is, it's made for people who just like this one type of game. Very specific. It does nothing to bring newness to it. I would not sin Black Ops or Call of Duty as much if they didn't just release the same exact game with one new feature each time. Now we can double jump! Now we have a new ability! No, it's the same fucking game.
No shit.
It's the same fucking game. Oh my god, our graphics are new and improved. No, you're...
Oh my
same
god,
fucking
we got
The
aliens.
graphics are the fucking same.
Exactly! Except now it's more future. It's not more fucking future. You're just the same fucking game. Like, the only redeeming
Black
quality...
Ops 3!
The only redeeming quality of Black Ops nowadays is zombies. And that
Oh
is...
yeah,
no,
and
that-
it's
that-
a bit more difficult in the more recent times.
I guess.
Don't you,
But no, the
don't you
only...
mean aliens?
We don't talk about that game. Nobody talks about that game. But no. And the only... Like, Black Ops, I swear to God, will tank over half its sales if somebody comes out with a full, legit game with multiplayer and story and everything that just pretty much does zombies. I don't mean Resident Evil, I mean Treyarch zombies. Treyarch does zombies competitively well. If Treyarch went with somebody else, Black Ops is fucked. Simple as that. It's already been dying. People hated the new game. Only person I know of my friends who likes the new game is my little cousin, because I don't expect him to know much else. You don't talk about your boyfriend.
Stop! He's not human.
He's probably talking
Stop
about
it.
But yeah, exactly. Like, even people I talk to online call it shit, and it is. It's a time waster. It's a fun little thing to pick up and play for a little bit. But the old ones were much better. And like with every iteration new of it, it just kind of gets worse. And that's what disappoints me, because they can do many new things. Like, oh god, some of the old games have had amazing things that had choices and consequences and all this like story behind it. Oh my god, what do the numbers mean, Mason? One of the stupidest fucking things I've ever heard continually repeated at me. But it actually had a point to it. But every new like game for the COD is so boring comparatively. And it disappoints me. Like, they actually did original at one point. They gave you intrigue and like wondering what the fuck is going on. They gave me a fucking twist and plot to like the first Black Ops. But after that, it just started to fall. And that's what makes a bad game. They wouldn't change.
It definitely crashed and burned.
Especially with Black Ops 3. Like, Black Ops 2, I heard shit about the story. People would be like, oh my god, that Black Ops 2 story, though, it's actually pretty good. Oh my god, oh my god. Black Ops 3 comes out, oh, it's a pretty fun multiplayer. It's like, did they just shit on the story? Did just nobody give a fuck? Like, what happened, Black Ops 3? You're the new Duke Nukem. It's just people like your multiplayer. That's the reality of it now. If we actually got more Battlefield people, you'd be gone. And that's what makes a shit game to me. It's unoriginal and it just gives nothing new. Oh, but I heard you dislike glitching, and I find glitching a fun thing, a funny thing
Sometimes they're
to
interesting
exploit.
That's
When you gotta do it real serious, like it is
I
annoying.
was siding with like okay, that's what.
Oh yeah, yeah, no.
You seem to make a bad game.
Yeah, that's what they say, but I don't believe that. Like,
If you're just
some
fucking around,
glitching actually makes games. Like, I've known many games that weren't nothing special until they had a fucking hilarious glitches, and then everybody loves it because, like, it's fun to see.
Oh, there's also that one glitch with the chest in Whiterun. Ooh, in Skyrim.
Never
Yeah,
done
but
that
that's a
yet.
long bridge. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Alright.
But you do always find shit in there. And it does good things.
My favorite glitch for Skyrim was abusing the book. What book was it? You got it from Morgul? Knowledge you 18 hours. Pretty much get it from him, put it in the bookshelf, and you can infinitely use it.
Damn.
Yeah, they patched it. But yeah, see, that's it. It's like stupid little things in games that you can discover. But I feel that like glitches can be bad. Obviously, it's not like Easter eggs. It's not these little fun things you're supposed to find. It's when they legit fuck up. But sometimes the fuck up's not that bad. But then again, it can be bad, and it can break games
Yeah.
so badly. Like when you're supposed to be walking forward and you fall through the ground.
Got it.
Like GTA, great game for bugs,
Out
because
of nowhere.
very funny game to play. It's not a fun bug when you keep falling to the earth 5 seconds though. It's like, that would just ruin the game.
Yeah.
The bug comes funny when you have to find the bug. It's not when the bug finds you.
Alright,
Next up.
let's move on to the best franchise in video games.
We have a top 5, right?
Well, I have kind of top 5 from IGN. Well, these are the top 25 actually, but I just took the top 5 from the list.
Alright, what were they from my GM
Alright.
standard?
Number 5 was Metal Gear Solid.
I actually disagree with that.
Number 4 was Castlevania.
I do agree with that so fucking much.
Number 3 is Final Fantasy.
Where you will
I
put
agree with that.
Number 2 is the Legend of Zelda series.
Yes.
I agree.
And number 1 is Mario.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so here's my
But
thing.
this is like less than 2006.
Obviously. But here's
It's a bit
mine.
outdated.
Here's my list of top
10
5,
years
honestly.
outdated.
And one, Metal Gear Solid never would ever be in there. I'm just not a Metal Gear
Maybe in the
Solid fan.
top. Maybe in
Like,
the top 15.
Yes, a top like 25. It's somewhere.
I
But
think it would be in the top
as a
15,
fan
but
of
definitely
games,
not
I've
in the
never
top
been able to
five.
get into Metal Gear Solid. I love games. It's just never Metal Gear Solid. It never was my thing. But one, there's Kingdom Hearts. Run of the mill, hilarious, spoofy, but serious, amazing game. Its story drives it. You actually get new sides to characters you already know from other series. It's the crossover game that actually works. It doesn't abuse Disney. It doesn't abuse whoever has it. It actually adds its own characters. It's like, I don't know. I just love it for the game it is because it brings two universes which are so different into one game, and its art style actually makes it fit. Like, holy shit. How the fuck did you ever expect to see Aladdin next to, no, Goofy next to Cloud? Final Fantasy, Disney. They just never mixed. Yeah, you actually get a game which mixes them so perfectly. And I'm like, and they're just sitting there like, what this that? Like, just imagine that. Imagine that I do. So somebody sitting there like, hey, what if you mix Final Fantasy and Disney? You'd sit there and think they're an idiot. It's fucking
And then it happens.
Get out of here. And then somebody brings it together in a game, and it's one of the most
And it's great.
interesting games. Like, that was my childhood game. I swear to God, I didn't have a memory card for the first 2 months.
Dude,
I had a PS.
turn around.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Advent Children, thank you very much. We do
Yeah,
not
movie.
need Emo Cloud. He is not an emo. Advent Children made him an emo.
It's still a good movie though.
He does not swift his hair to the side as he sighs dramatically. Step rescue my family. That is not the Cloud we need.
Please don't. I'm crying. Not to
The Cloud we need is obviously from the Abridged. Thank you, Team Pulsar. But no, yeah. But also, that was one of my only gripes with Kingdom Hearts. They kind of gave you the emo Cloud. They gave you the something happened to my family. Something happened to my world. And it's just sitting there moping about Sephiroth.
You see, you got a top 5. You talking about one.
Alright, so that's Kingdom Hearts. I was explaining. I'm going to explain each one of the games. It would be stupid otherwise. So, Kingdom Hearts is obvious up there. Zelda is up there too. Zelda, old
It
school,
deserves up there.
but it has a story. Amazing story. A stupidly broken story which they tried to explain and I still don't fucking believe.
It still deserves.
Thank you,
to be pretty high
storyline,
up
which
there.
I have read.
Timelines for days.
Timeline days! Yeah, we got the story. I understood the story. I like the story. I find it interesting that there's actually games branching off of possibilities. You win the game, you lose the game. There's 2 stories based off of it. That's fucking amazing. Oh yeah, you die again and wins. There's a story on that. Like, the fuck? Nobody ever thought that you'd get a story off a game over. That's actually really cool. And a really good way to bring together games. Like, I was always impressed about that. But, that's Legend of Zelda. It had fun dynamics. It actually, one of my favorite games when I talk about evolution, like, this started as a 2D scroller, pretty much, which evolved into Oracle! I mean, fucking Ocarina! Shut up.
There is an Oracle.
I know. Oracle's, yeah,
The
two
seasons one.
Oracle's of Ages and Seasons.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be a third one for that, I think. Yeah. But yeah, there's, like, great game progression. My only gripe is that they recently tried to backtrack and it failed.
With the 3D.
Yeah. No, not with the fucking, they just pretty much went back to the old Hyrule? With the, what was the 2D game called? Link Between Worlds?
Oh.
Yeah, played that and was so unimpressed. For a Zelda game, it was way too short and it introduced very little new. I was pretty much playing the old game over again.
I mean, Between Worlds is one where you can squish them to the wall with a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my problem with it is, like, that was one of the only new mechanics. You had to buy items until you get them from a thing. It's just like, it was a lot of cool mechanics that could have been good in a brand new Zelda game.
If it did it right.
No, not even if it did it right. It did it right for its mechanics. It was just lackluster. Like, I would have loved to see this in a 3D new story, new map, new everything. We get a whole brand new amazing story. Like, that story would have been really cool. You get Other Dimension Link, but the only problem was they couldn't add much story to it because it was one of the 2Ds, and 2Ds either come with amazingly intricate stories or not much of anything. And, like, they just flunked it. It was like a 4-hour game that wasn't worth the money for me.
Alright, so what's the next one?
My next one, so we had Kingdom Hearts, we got Legend of Zelda. Obviously we have Final Fantasy. I've always loved Final Fantasy. Find the characters amazing. Sometimes they're boring and stupid, and sometimes they're downright racist. You fucking know who you are there. But like, or if you want to get racist, Final Fantasy 13, black guy who was only there to be a black guy.
Satch.
We don't even need his name. He is generic black guy. We can all admit this.
He has a baby chocobo with his afro. Leave him
Exactly,
alone.
he gave him an afro. How black do you need to be to have an afro? That was the stereotype.
Just say.
But like, I don't know. They don't do well with diversity. We've obviously realized this. But they do well with story. Even if nobody understood 13 for a while. And everybody thought it was kind of
13
shit.
is like the
13 was...
13 2 and then 13 Lightning.
Exactly. No, and it was all doable in one game. The problem was,
I'm
they
probably
just didn't
missing
do
that.
it like a Final Fantasy game.
I have Lightning Returns. I'm missing the other two.
13. Oh yeah, I have those.
Mhm.
Now you know, internet. But
Alright.
13 was kind of like Final Fantasy 7 discs. They just split it up for no fucking reason.
Well,
Like,
13 was split up because each one's own thing.
yes, but like
13
it could have all been
13
one story.
Well, no, it's separate stories because 13 is Lightning. They're all the 6 of them going to fulfill.
Yes,
the
I know.
And then 13-2 is Sarah trying to save her sister. Do a whole fucked up timeline because everything's been destroyed.
Oh shit.
Yes, that's what 13-2 is.
You know what they could have done instead then?
And Lightning Returns.
Just gave us a big bundle of it all.
Well, see, Lightning
Fucking
Returns
one
is just
time.
Lightning. You only have Lightning in Lightning Returns.
Oh god, that's so
It's like-
fucking boring.
But you get, I believe you get the. In 13-2, you get the monster to fight inside you. I think in 13
It's fucking weird. I ain't gonna do it.
But yeah.
But yeah, Final Fantasy has had some fuck ups. 13 in my opinion.
12.
13 was, oh no, I actually love 12. Have you actually played through 12?
I played 12. I didn't like the mechanics.
For some reason,
15.
13 and 12 had very similar mechanics.
Oh, well.
No,
15,
it's like 13
15
was like the simplification of 12.
15
You have to
has
admit.
done what 12 should have.
No, it did what 12 was trying to do.
Yes.
And 12 did it. I still think 12 did it well. For what it was as brand new and it was new. It was a new system. Try it out.
I could never.
13 to me failed horribly with that system. 13.
13 was more turn-based though. It wasn't open world like 12.
Oh no, 12 wasn't funny. It was it was actually very open world.
It was
I
open
love
world.
the open world aspect.
It was open world fighting.
Yeah, exactly. It was amazing.
15's the same way.
Yeah,
Type
but-
0 is the same way too. Type 0 did it right too. So I'm
Yes.
not sure what, I don't know
but
why
no,
I've never
the thing
done
that
12.
happened with 12 is
For some reason,
it was-
12
no.
turned me off.
12 was very menu yet action. It was
very
supposed to be the
menu-oriented.
combination, and the combination just didn't fit right for 12.
Yeah.
I actually played through most of it.
It
I
turned me
still need
off.
to finish it. Graphics have been fucking me up. We really need to remake 12. We can remake every fucking other game. Let's remake 12.
Well, they haven't made. The only one they're remaking is 7.
No, they've done remakes for most of the games going forward. I do believe.
They ported 3, which is actually 6.
No, I just need a. No, I don't need a remaster. I just need a boost up on graphics and a port. They need a start porting PS2 games that I want. They already ported Banjo and Kazooie, but I can't get that because they're not as good as Xbox One. But yeah, Final Fantasy had some fuck ups. I honestly like how Final Fantasy always has to do something new. Final Fantasy 14
That's online. Don't
is
even go
online,
there. Don't
online,
even go
online.
there.
Wait.
11 and 14.
Shut.
11 is on the computer. 14 is straight online, which is kind of.
14 was actually good. I loved
I
14.
played
And this was
14 for one
before.
day.
This was before they added all that new shit. This was like the previous 14. Like, I got 14, but this is what pissed me off about the PlayStation Network. PlayStation didn't tell you it was pay to keep playing. They didn't tell you it was subscription. I got 14. I got 14 as a $40 game, and I thought,
Yeah,
oh,
I got
unlimited
the first
online.
place.
And I got so pissed because they didn't explain that. Like that was 14's fuck up for me. 14's biggest fuck up was that it wasn't displayed as a subscription game.
Yeah.
It was displayed as a online Final Fantasy, which I loved. Oh my god, playing with all your friends in Final Fantasy is one of my biggest fucking dreams. That is why I love the Tales of games, because you can actually do second player. It's not perfect second player, but it's actually second player. You can have your friend sit there as you play an RPG, legit RPG. I always wanted a friend for RPG. All my experiences of friends with RPGs
You can do
is,
that
hey,
now,
we have two
yeah.
RPGs, let's just play them
But
side
I
by
don't think
side.
I had like a 2-player system currently. 9 or 1 or 7 or it's one of the older games had a 2-player.
Two-player didn't work for those. Those were
No,
arcade
no,
games.
9 had a 2-player option
So confused.
because they did speed run from the speed run archive, Speedruns Live. They did Faust 9. I think they were the 2-player one. Or Part 8 or something. It was one of the older ones. I don't remember which one it was entirely, but it did have a 2-player option.
Interesting.
I'm
But
not surprised
yeah,
how it
okay.
worked
Let me
out.
move off from Final Fantasy. They do a lot of things right. Love the universe. Love all the creatures in it. Like, I love the magic too. But I never understand the magic because every game tends to be a bit different with magic. They always just use fucking multiverse theory up the ass, pretty
Yeah,
much.
summons, the Edawans, the
Sometimes you can have like a summon come out.
I
Yeah,
know.
every time it's Bahamut. Bahamut looks fucking different because you can't settle on one fucking monster throughout the entire game. But we're not gonna focus on that.
There's like 8 different Bahamas.
Exactly, motherfucker. I'm pretty sure at one point you can probably get a fucking Bahamut as a tiny little pet. You don't fucking know the Final Fantasy universe. I don't know it well enough.
Alright, continue.
Alright, so, next on the list, I've gone through Kingdom Hearts, Zelda, Final Fantasy, and obviously they're not obviously it's Mortal Kombat. No, it's not fucking Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is the same shit. To me, a very progressive series. Personal favorite for me. I adore it. I do think it needs more games to it. I am building this up a lot. I forgot.
Half-Life.
No, we never include Half-Life. Half-Life is doing amazing with mods. Gary...
No, they legit need mods to survive though.
Yeah, but then again, it's a game that was still a very strong game as a game. It survived because of that. But its engine was great for mods. That's why it became a mod. But BioShock, I'm actually can't put as my top game series out of 5, only because every BioShock game, while it introduced amazing new things, it was a very closed thing.
They were all connected in some way though.
No, yeah, exactly. Like multiverse was so fucking big in BioShock. Fuck you, BioShock Infinite ending. Fuck me for days. Still need to do the DLC. Fucking dead. BioShock
So
2,
bad.
all the BioShock games just fucked me up at one time. BioShock 2's ending, BioShock 3, BioShock Infinite ending. Need to finish BioShock 1, too lazy for that shit. But like, BioShock is just, actually fine, I put it up there. BioShock is definitely one of my top series.
It deserves to be in the top 10.
Fantastic
for you.
story. Amazing universe. The first time we see it, it's underwater. It's beautiful. It's gritty. Like, the fucking splicers, horribly hideous genetic fuck-ups. But, like, you get a real understanding for it. You understand the big daddies, little sisters. They're your enemies. They don't have to be your enemies. You can literally walk by them, and if you don't fuck with somebody, they leave you alone. Just going to show you that to actually progress, you have to pretty much be a dick. Yeah, it's like, you can... You have to.
You can save the little sisters though.
Yes, but you still kill the big daddies.
I'm just saying you are a big daddy though.
Exactly! And this is even worse. The second premise is you're a big daddy. You're bound to your little sister. I fucking hated what they did to the little sister afterwards. I was hoping for a better reunion with her. It just felt weird at the end to me. It was like, oh, I understand why this happens, but like, I would have loved it to go a different way, but I understand that. I understood it, but at the same time, it bothered me a bit. But I loved the game so much. Like, BioShock 2 was definitely my second favorite. I would say, what is my favorite, because when I played through it, it was so beautiful, but BioShock Infinite just... I couldn't even lose out any favorites in BioShock Infinite. Story, world, you actually finally get a real fucking world for BioShock. You see people living around who aren't splicers. Your enemies are actually just legit people. Like, beautiful game. It's just like everything was done right in Infinite, and it actually finally gave us why everything's connected and why it all makes sense. And it gave you a baby finger.
Alright, yeah.
And my last, what would be my last series after this? I'm gonna have to go with one of my lesser known series, which is, Dragon's, oh my god, Breath of Fire, sorry. Totally fucked up. Dragon's Dogma? It's only one game. I did wish they had made a sequel for Dragon's Dogma. It had an amazing system to it. Beautiful gameplay, open world, replayability, new game plus was flawless to me.
No, talk about the game you just mentioned.
Breath of Fire. Oh my god, Breath of Fire was this amazing game with multiple iterations of the same character. It was old style JRPG. Your main character was Ryu Dragon. Very straightforward with your main character's fucking a dragon. Obviously. Literally, the third game in it, you start off as a baby fucking dragon. But, you know, an amazing game. It had humor to it, but it also had characters you could really relate to and love. Especially since they always like to do reusing characters. They only did it like with 2 characters for every game, which is you got your basic Ryu, your main character, and essentially the love interest, Nina. Very basic like go name, right? Right? Nina, the bird.
Alright.
She's a fucking bird. But like, it was a great JRPG for back in the day. It didn't get much credit because it pretty much came out around Final Fantasy time. So Final Fantasy liked to do the whole, and they just blew them out of the water.
Final Fantasy originally it was meant to be Square Enix's last game until it actually did so well. That's why it's called Final Fantasy. But anyway.
When you fuck up so bad, it's your Final Fantasy.
Alright, Katie, do you have anything input here?
What do I have to input? I don't really have a lot to say.
What else about not the Elder Scrolls series?
I mean, seems that lately I've been a little too busy to actually, play anything really.
Well,
what are your favorites?
My favorites, honestly, are probably the Final Fantasy series, God of War series, let's see.
I'm not gonna deny that one.
Any Assassin's Creed love there?
There's plenty of Assassin's Creed love there.
I mean, I played awesome. I've only been in one Assassin's Creed now, so.
Except for Unity.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. I played up to like the very ending of every Assassin's Creed game for the most part, and just never beat them. Except for the 2 new games.
I played them all, except for Unity. I just never actually beat them all about Road. Alright, but anyway, besides the point of.
Alright, yeah, what was it? Was that the last thing we had?
Yeah. No,
what was that? What was the next one?
Worst franchises. I think we can all agree on one. The Call of Duty franchise.
Worst franchises? I'm gonna be your damage control today. Worst franchise. I fucking I didn't even think of what shirt I was wearing. Okay, but worst franchises. Are we going off franchises where every game was bad or that it just fucked up?
Well, I guess for glitches and bugs, it would definitely. Bethesda was known for glitches.
Worst franchise. I'm talking about.
But like, I don't think there are worse franchises because franchises die if they're bad.
No, games that need to die. That's pretty much what it is.
Alright, games that need to die. Call of Duty. 1, because stop trying to be Call of Duty. Just make it a CSGO. Like, make it a CSGO. CSGO has literally stayed the same for so long with minor changes. Because it knows what it is. It's an online shooter. Call of Duty, you're an online shooter now. Your story is not new. Just pretty much package deal a legit full zombies game with only zombies and like 20 fucking zombie maps and zombie modes so that we can just get our fucking zombies. That's all we buy your fucking overpriced game for. Zombies. Make your online multiplayer for the fuckboys. That's all they fucking want. That's all they need.
Is there any other...
So just give us what we need and die.
I couldn't really any research for worse. That's all
because, like, I don't know. No series keeps going on if it's that bad. But out of series that I feel like really need to die, one series that needs to die, and I'm going to be hated for this, Legend of Zelda. We have got a huge story for Legend of Zelda. We have gotten beginning to end. We just need the game that wraps it all up. We pretty much need the Dimension Buster. We need an infinite. We need an explanation where everything comes together and we can put an end to it. They can do what they do and put little mini games in between, but we need a final big game. That's what I want. I don't need to hear about Legend of Zelda for the rest of my life. I need it to become a nostalgia series. I need it to. It needs to become a nostalgia series, but it keeps coming out with new shit too much. And like, I'm afraid it's gonna become our next Call of Duty. It's gonna become that game that comes out every like 4 or 5 years with the same shit.
Well,
And I don't want that. I want it to die beautifully. I want
It needs
just
to go peacefully.
exactly. I need our last Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was like, I feel it could have ended on Skyward Sword. It had a really cool story, amazing graphics, new system. It brought a lot of new shit. I want it to die with a lot of new shit.
alright.
It needs to go.
Exactly. We
So-
need an
Something needs to be
Ganondorf.
really good.
No, I would love it if they could do a
So-
universe version where you just get to see all these separate universes. Big
Alright.
enemies.
So pretty much, we've all been Call of Duty and Legend of Zelda. Alright.
Those obviously aren't the ending. The other series that need to die are... I'm not going to say Final Fantasy. I will never say Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy is always...
Final Fantasy
Something
technically almost died. That's why it again why it's named Final Fantasy. It was meant
True.
to be Square Enix's last game.
Final Fantasy, you're up there. Castlevania.
Yeah, I mean look at Lord of Shadows. Lord of Shadows.
Castlevania died once it became 3D. It tried
Lord of
3D.
Shadows kinda
You
killed it.
tried 3D Castlevania. I know. You tried 3D. You're dead now. Your creator left. He's making a better game. Still, I think. Had a Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter is pretty much essentially finished with like $1 million extra, pretty much, or $1 million extra. You know.
Guys,
They're making it, but it's dead. I just want them to give it up now.
what's your opinion of Resident Evil games?
I feel like Resident Evil also
Do you think
should
it's
die,
overdoing
but it
it?
shouldn't. I want it to die, but I don't.
Actually,
What my
I can't
main
really
problem with
say
Resident Evil
because
was 6.
it's like a continuation of the stories. Plus they've added new characters like Jake, which is Western Son. And there's more characters they could add into it.
Well, yeah, there's new
Yeah.
stuff every time.
True, but my
Yeah,
problem with
it's
it
always
is
new, I mean,
it's not always new.
Well,
It's just kind of
But
going
the
into a weird place. Like, I would have been so much more okay with Resident Evil if they had continued on to the post-apocalyptic end of it. Like, we had Raccoon City, but the idea that the game after pretty much says that, oh yeah, we actually legit contain Raccoon City, makes so little sense to me. Like, I would have loved it if the series just went on to say, oh yeah, that containment failed. Everything is fucked. We are pretty much Resident Evil worldwide. That could have been great continuation. 6 could have literally been, the whole world is dealing with this. They literally had a storyline where a fucking country got bombed and it all became zombies. That was one of my favorites. The school is infected, everything's infected. Like,
I mean, they
I
have.
would have loved playing through that,
Yeah,
but
but
instead we got zombies with guns.
So they legit have, like, Operation Raccoon City, which is.
I loved Raccoon City. A lot of people didn't. I played through that shit so many times because it was a multiplayer experience.
It's meant to be pretty much
With your
go
friends.
through and wipe out everything. So the humans,
Exactly. And it worked as
everything
a
must die.
It was a Resident Evil game to the fucking end with your friends.
Yeah.
And 5 and 6 are definitely with your friends, but this was with a bunch of friends. This was your group setting. This is pretty much your take on team. But they did it well. And I was so happy to have a team one. Like, oh my god, I remember I fucking got that because a friend suggested it. Like, oh, we could play the story online. Story online? Played through it, was happy. I played through that story like 6 times. Like, this was an amazing game for friends. On its own, kind of, not the greatest game.
It definitely
on
needs the
its own.
background of the older games to actually give it.
No, I felt like it did pretty good for what it was, which is literally a operation game.
Yeah.
It's with all your friends. It's not alone. It's great, but it
does
doesn't serve as a solo. That's its point. It's not a solo game. We need a legit solo game that works well. 5 and
Which are
6
the older ones.
were dropping for me. Fun to play. I played through them all. They were just didn't feel Resident Evil when your main enemy wasn't even the zombies anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of in 6, they're zombies again.
Yes, but these were different types of zombies technically.
It all depends
It
on the
was-
storyline you're playing 6, though.
Oh yeah, I did. No,
Six
that's
has
why
four different
Leon's
storylines.
is my favorite. Leon's is my legit favorite because
Yeah,
it has zombies again.
Leon, Shanks,
And zombie dogs. People really love zombie
I
dogs.
mean-
why the fuck do people like zombie dogs?
I have to admit, I'm glad
I don't
they remastered Zero and made it HD because Zero is probably one of the better games for the GameCube.
Actually, I'm quite happy with the remastering lately.
Because
Because they remastered a lot of great side stories, and Revelations is actually amazing.
Yeah. Alright, now let's move on to our final segment for the day,
Alright.
which is video game movies, the best of the worst.
Oh,
Best
boy.
video game
Alright,
movie.
I found a site.
First two Resident Evil movies.
I agree.
With Resident Evil. I mean,
Resident Evil as movies.
I couldn't even consider Resident Evil as movies based off the games, considering their storylines are completely different.
The first Silent Hill movie was
True, but
But not
At
only
the
that,
same
but
time,
it's
it's
not
very
focused
similar.
on like any of the video game characters. Yes, they're in there, but it's focused on one person.
exactly. But if you want to put it that way, that makes
who's
it
superhuman.
no. That makes it even more Resident. That makes it more video game-esque. You're getting a character. This isn't just video games where you're always one
I
person
mean,
and focus to it.
the-
No, we're
The
getting
ones I
an
found
entire
are probably
story.
not even.
Like you're getting an entire story off of one character. That is what games are normally like. So I feel like Resident Evil did really well with that movie-wise, because we got this constant view on it. Sure, she was superhuman, and I hated that, but that came later on. That is why, at the time, 1 and 2 were my favorites. It's
She was
before
superhuman
shit got
in one.
super weird. Yes, but we didn't really see it much.
Yeah,
We didn't see her fucking telekinesis shit.
but she lost it though.
Telekinesis shit made no
She
fucking
didn't
sense.
use it, and then she got it back.
We don't
We're still waiting for the next
That's why
movie.
we don't. See, that's why I'm happy. It's fucking dying next movie. But Resident Evil movies did what I wanted the game to do. I wanted a zombie apocalypse world. I would have loved the idea of fucking Resident Evil in a prison during the zombie apocalypse
I
trying to
mean,
get out.
but-
That sounds like one of the coolest games you could have got, wouldn't it?
Alright, yeah. But I gotta admit, the movies I've seen that are based on video games are definitely the Tekken movies. 'Cause The
The
Tekken
Tekken
movies,
movies sucked.
they're not horrible.
They weren't awful.
Oh, sorry.
Mortal-
I was thinking Mortal
The
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat movies
Yeah.
probably were.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat movies
But
were
it's
just
not that
spitting in the
They're
face.
not horrible though, but they're video game based movies. Friggin' the Final Fantasy movies.
But
They're
I
not
don't.
completely horrible though.
I don't count Final Fantasy movies. If I want to count a movie as a video game
The
movie,
Halo
I don't
movies.
think they.
The Halo movies.
No, I think when we have to count it, it has to be more sure movies like Advent Children is technically a movie, but I see that more like Final Fantasy is very like can be very visual.
Yeah.
That is pretty much just your game cutscenes.
Yeah.
It is just a long cutscene to me.
Basically.
What I feel as if what we should only count for like video game movies are the live action ones, because those are the ones that are one hard to do,
Yeah.
and two actually show
like
the effort.
Halo Reach movies. And,
Exactly. Like you like sure we can have this animated and pretty
but
much
yeah, I
just
mean,
do a
but,
video game.
I mean,
with this,
again, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I didn't even realize they sort of based it off a video game.
but nobody did,
But-
and it still did
There's a
amazing.
Hitman movie, there's a Prince of Persia movie.
Exactly. Like, but those are the best
There's the
parts.
Silent Hill
Silent
movie.
Hill.
We don't
movie.
fucking count Prince of Persia. That movie sucked.
I agree.
For the video game, it sucked. And Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I loved it. I loved it. Angelina
Yeah,
Jolie
it's
is
awesome.
one
Yeah, it was
amazing motherfucker. That is when I developed my crush, and it died the minute I found out she liked her ex-husband's blood. Way back in the day. I don't know. Either that might have been a rumor or true. I don't
Alright,
remember.
well, anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah.
Alright,
Um,
all the links, we're gonna wrap this up here. All the links will be down in the description for all the research that I found. Yeah, you can have a comment and discuss.
If you guys want a separate channel by me, just let me know. I know I'm great at talking. I carried this episode. Motherfucker didn't do much.
Hey,
But
I brought
You
the research.
asshole.
I brought the research.
Trey, you brought the research. You brought the talking.
I wanted more
I
from
just
you.
like
I
you.
wanted so much more from you.
What did you expect from me?
You are a very
I've been
opinionated
very-
person. That's what I want to hear.
Alright,
Very
anyway.
busy.
Alright.
That's my opinion.
Next time, hopefully we hear more from Chris. I want to hear more of his opinions less about the research, honestly.
Well, need
We
the
understand research.
first.
I want to be there, but I want to hear what you take on it.
Yes.
I want to hear what you feel more, which is why our next conversation should be good for you.
I
We're
want-
probably not going
yes,
to be doing
it's-
video
it's-
games.
It's a superhero one.
Exactly. You
Wait,
should be
wasn't it
great
the Power
superhero.
Yes, it's superhero
Yes, exactly.
powers.
You
Yes.
should be into this.
I have
So should
lots
you,
of opinions
And
on
you're
that.
going to find out what powers I love. See you next time.
See